my channel. I am C. Shilpa Surana and this is my second lecture on basics of stock market. In this lecture, we are going to discuss in detail about corporate actions. Although I have covered one of the corporate actions in my first lecture, so don't miss to watch out that, but the remaining ones we will be covering here. Here we will be understanding first what is corporate actions and then various questions which will be there in your mind relating to corporate actions if at all you know them, like why do companies undertake corporate actions, what are the impact of the corporate actions on the share prices, and why you should be knowing about corporate actions at first place. Also towards the end we will see practically how you can check on money control corporate actions that the company has announced and will be undertaking soon. So let's begin. So now let's try to understand first what are corporate actions. Corporate actions are the actions or events that the company undertake to stay in limelight or to create buzz about itself. These are the actions that if company undertake can have material impact on the financial positions of the company as well as it can impact the share prices of the company, hence creating an impact on shareholders. So hence, before the company actually take actions like this, they do an announcement first and then there is an execution date which is followed by the announcement date. Now, you might be thinking that why do company undertake such corporate actions? There can be various reasons. Some of them, if I quote for you, can be like if it want to distribute its accumulated profit or its profit for the year, it can take corporate actions. Or if it want to do corporate restructuring in a way that it want to do some mergers or acquisitions or divest its stakes, it can take corporate action. Or if at all the company feels that the share prices of the company are not liquid enough, or if at all the company feels that the share prices of a company are very high and it want to make these share prices liquid or marketable, then it can enter into corporate actions. So these are like vaguely few of the reasons why company undertake corporate actions. Now you might be thinking that is it mandatory for you to participate in such corporate actions? Then the answer is yes as well as no, because few corporate actions are voluntary, wherein if you want you can participate, whereas few are mandatory, wherein you don't have a choice. If at all you have a share of that company, you will be participating in those kind of corporate actions. So if I give you example, voluntary ones are like buyback of shares when the company do it, or when the company do right issue. If you want, you can participate. If you don't want, you can avoid. Now coming to the mandatory ones are like the bonus issued by the company, or the stock split by the company, or the dividends issued by the company. So these are the mandatory ones wherein if you are owning that particular stock, by default you will be participating in this corporate action. So that's how it works. Some are voluntary, some are mandatory. So now you might be wondering that why you should be knowing about these corporate actions. So the first and foremost reason is because it impacts your share prices. So if you are holding that particular share, you should be aware, some actions that can lead to changes in the share prices. So that's the first and foremost and the basic reason why you should be aware. The second reason is that these corporate actions do tell something about the financial health of the company, and hence at your end you need to analyze them properly, that why the company is doing certain things, like if it is doing right issue, what is the reason for that, or if it is doing stock split, why is it planning to do that. So understand those things and then you can determine that whether it is in the favor of the company or whether there is some issue with the company right now. Alright, so in this way you can understand more about the company if you understand the actions that the company is doing. So action speaks louder than words, it's said like that, right? So it absolutely holds true here. Okay, so please keep a check on your stocks which are doing such kind of corporate actions and try to understand why they are doing that. So now coming to the next part of our video, wherein I want to discuss about 5 important corporate actions, 2 which are voluntary. First one is right issue, second one is buyback, and 3 which are mandatory, that if you own a share you need to participate in those corporate action, and that is dividend, bonus issue and stock split. So let's start with the right issue first. Now what is a right issue? Right issue is an issue of share that the company does to raise further capital. When the company announces right issues like this, first and foremost thing that you should be understanding is that why the company is doing this right issue. Is it because it is seeing some growth opportunities for itself, or is it because it wants to pay back its debt? And there can be various reasons why it wants to pay back its debt. Maybe because it is not able to honor its debt, or maybe because it is not able to further raise its debt. So for that also you can do capital raising. So you need to understand all these things, and then you can determine whether this issue is in favor of the company or you need to alert yourself about this action. Alright, so right issues are announced in the way of ratios. How is it announced? Let me just give one example. Suppose if the company says they are doing a right issue in the ratio of 1:5. How do we read that? We read it as you are eligible to apply for one share if you are holding 5 shares of that company. So if suppose you are holding 20 shares of the company, you are eligible to apply for 4 shares in return. Okay, so of course you have to pay for the shares, but the price of the share is at discount. So compared to the current market price at which the shares are trading, the shares that company will be offering will be cheaper for the shareholders. So in this way, the company is trying to pass on some benefits to its existing shareholders by giving them their shares at a cheaper rate. Alright. But just because it's cheap, like I told you, don't go and jump and subscribe for this particular issue. Okay, you need to understand first and foremost thing, and that is that why the company is doing that right issue. Only then determine that whether you are willing to apply for it or not. Now the second corporate action is buyback of shares. Again, as I said, it is voluntary. If you want to participate, you can. What happens here is company buy back its shares which are there in market. What does this signify? This signifies that company is having, or the promoters of the company is having strong faith in their company, and hence they are trying to consolidate their stake in the company. Okay. Now usually this buyback happens at a price which is higher than the current market price. Otherwise, why will somebody sell it to you? So suppose if current market price is 1500, for example, for Infosys, let me tell you, because Infosys is in the process of doing its buyback, and current market price of Infosys is somewhere between 1500 to 1600. But it is said that they are anticipating that when the Infosys will do a buyback, it will buy back at 1750. Note, this is not a recommendation to buy the shares because you are seeing a straight away profit. So company will usually buy at a price which is higher than the current market price, so that the shareholders are lucrated to buy it or lucrated to give up their shares. Otherwise, why would somebody opt if you are giving a less price to them? Okay, so this is about buyback of shares, and it in general terms shows the strength of the company. Also, after the buyback, the earnings per share increase because your profit more or less remains the same, right? And your shareholders have decreased. So usually if you calculate the EPS after buyback, it is higher, which is a good sign again if you have good EPS, but it is not the only indicator to buy any share. Okay, just because a company is having good EPS does not mean the company is very good. You need to understand other things. You need to do fundamental analysis and then determine. Just because company have announced any corporate action does not mean you go ahead and buy those shares. You need to understand the logic behind why the company is doing what it is doing. Okay. Now coming to the third one, which is dividend. So the corporate action of dividend I have spoken in detail in my first episode of Basics of Stock Market. I'll give in the link in the description box below as well as in the iCard. So please check it out because there I have given details of what dividend is and how you can determine high dividend paying companies yourself if you want to stay invested in high dividend paying companies. Okay. So do check out that video. So now coming to the last two corporate actions, which are bonus issue and stock split. As I earlier also said, these are mandatory corporate actions, which means that you don't have options to opt out. If you have the shares of these companies, the implications of these corporate actions will be applied to you as well. Now, I want to explain these two corporate actions in more detail because there are people who misunderstood the implications of these two corporate actions. And why I'm saying so is because when a bonus issue or a stock split happens, the share prices tend to fall down of that company. Now, people don't understand that the share price fall is because of this corporate action, not because of the performance of the company. So they misunderstand these particular corporate actions, and hence they conclude that the company is not doing good, which is not the case. So next time whenever you see a fall in shares of any company, you have to first go and see whether there was any bonus issue or share split because of which there was a fall, and then you decide that whether it's actually performance linked fall or whether it is corporate action linked fall. All right, so let's see now bonus issue in detail first. So what is bonus shares? Now, bonus shares are nothing but free shares. These are the shares that the company is issuing in lieu of their reserves. So company would have accumulated reserves over the past period, and now it is having ample amount of reserves. Now it want to distribute these reserves to its shareholders. One way to do that is through bonus issue. So company can do a bonus issue wherein it is distributing free shares to its shareholders, to its existing shareholders, to be very specific. Okay, so its existing shareholders are eligible to bonus shares in the ratio which is announced by the company. Now let's try to understand the bonus share concept with one example. So this bonus shares are usually declared in ratio. Okay, so the company might say that 1:1 is the ratio in which bonus share will be declared. So it means that one share for every one share held. So if you are having 500 shares in Infi, suppose, you will be eligible for another 500 shares as a bonus issue. Okay, so if I change this ratio a little bit, for example, the bonus issue is 2:1. Okay, what does this mean? You will get two bonus shares for every share held in the company. So if you are having again 500 shares in Infi, you will be eligible for 1,000 more shares. Okay, so on your 500 shares investment, 1,000 will be your eligibility for bonus shares. All right, now having understood this ratio, let's see what is the implication on your total investment. Okay, now suppose you have purchased Infosys share and the share price of Infosys is 1500. Okay, you have purchased 10 shares of Infosys. Okay, 10 shares at 1500 each. Okay, so now what happens is the Infosys company declares bonus, let's say on 31st of May. Okay, it declares that it will pay bonus in the ratio of 1:1. Okay, now what happens is this shareholding you are having when this particular bonus was declared. Okay, now what happens is, will you get immediately bonus on 31st May? The answer is no. Now in between there are a lot of dates which we need to be keeping track of before we can determine on which day the shares will be actually given to you. So how that happens is, there is one announcement date like we saw, then comes X bonus date. So let's say it is 18th of July, and then comes record date. Okay, let's say this is 20th July 21. Now as we saw, on 31st May what happens is the bonus is announced by the company. Okay, now once the bonus is announced, what happens is Infosys share starts trading at come bonus price. Now let's say that come bonus price is 1500. Like in my example, this price is on the date of 31st May. Okay, on 31st May, this is the price. Currently my portfolio value is how much? 15,000. Okay, because it's 1500 into 10. So now we have understand one thing. After the announcement date, the share will start trading at come bonus price, and let's say that come bonus price is 1500. till when it will trade for come bonus price? So the answer for that is up till 17th of July 21. Till this date, it will be trading at come bonus price. Now, what is come bonus? It is cumulative of bonus. So, this cumulative of bonus means the share price of the company include the bonus component in itself, and then it is trading in stock market. Okay. So, the share price is cumulative of bonus value. Now, this cumulative of bonus price will be applicable from 31st May till 17th of July. Okay. From 18th July onwards, that is the X bonus date, the shares will start trading at X bonus price. Okay. Now, what does this X bonus price means? X bonus price means excluding bonus price. Okay. So that means now your share price does not include the bonus component in itself. Okay. So from 18th onwards, it will start trading at X bonus price. So now what is this record date? Record date is nothing but if you are the shareholder of the company on this date, then you will be eligible for that bonus share. So the company pulls the report of shareholders as on the record date, and whoever is the shareholder will get the shares of the company. So all these dates are declared beforehand itself. So if you see in money control, I'll show you how you can do that. You will be able to see when the company has announced the bonus, what is the X bonus date, and what is the record date. So now one question that you might think is everybody eligible for bonus, or there is some eligibility criteria for you to receive bonus? So answer for that is that if you are holding your shares before this X bonus date, you will be eligible for bonus issue. So you can buy either this share on 17th of July or any time before that. If you have purchased your share on or before 17th July, in that case the X bonus date is 18th of July, then you will be eligible for bonus issue. Okay, so now let's try to see what will be the implication on share price of the company on this X bonus date. So what will happen on this X bonus date is the share price of the company. Now let's say on 17th of July, the share price of the company is 1500. Of course, I know it cannot be same on 31st May as well as on 17th July. But for simplicity purpose, let's presume that this is 1500. So what will happen to this 1500 is on X bonus date, this 1500 will fall, and it will fall in the proportion of bonus issue. So bonus is 1:1. So this is going to fall by 50% in our case, and this will become 750. Now you will feel that this became 750. I had 10 shares, so it is 7500 only. So are you at loss? The answer is no, because you will also receive 10 bonus share, and again this 10 shares can be sold by you at 750. So it will again be 7500, and 7500 plus 7500 will make it 15,000, and this 15,000 is nothing but same as your portfolio value before the X bonus date has occurred. So net impact on you will be same even before X bonus date and after X bonus date. So now net if we try to summarize this, what we can say is before X bonus date, your portfolio value was 1500 into 10, that is 15,000. After X bonus date, but of course on record date you will receive the bonus. So let's take that date only. What will happen is you will be having 10 shares that are normal shares and 10 shares that are bonus share, and the prices will be like this. Okay, so your total portfolio value will be 15,000 again. So it is same. So if you see portfolio wise, there is no impact, but share prices have decreased. Now some people who are not aware of this concept might feel that, oh, the company is doing bad and that's why the share prices have fallen. But no, that's not the case. The thing is, when the bonus issue is done, the whole logic is your total investment value should not change. Your total investment value remains same, but you are having now extra shares. And now how will you benefit through this extra share is because the shares of the company have increased in the stock market, it will become more liquid. There will be more demand for these shares because people will try to trade them more because now they are available at cheaper price, right? So there will be increase in demand, and this increase in demand, of course, if you know the basic economics, will lead to increase in share prices, and that's how it is going to work when a bonus is declared. So net net, at some point of time, the 750 will increase to, let's say, 900 rupees or something, and at that point of time, you will be able to see the benefit of this bonus share which you will be deriving. So now, having understood all this thing, that what will be the impact of bonus on your share price, understanding various dates like announcement date, X date, and record date. I hope now you know that when you should be buying your stock, that is on before X bonus date, if you want to be eligible for bonus which you will receive on record date. Okay. Now, just taking one hypothetical example. Okay, in our case, we had seen the X bonus date was 18th of July and the record date was 20th of July. Okay, let me write it again here. So X bonus date is 18th July and record date is 20th July. So my question to you is that suppose you sell off your share on 19th of July, okay, then will you be getting bonus share or not? Do let me know the answer for this question in the comment section below. And then in my next video, I will tell you that who will get bonus share, like the seller or the buyer, if the seller is selling the shares on 19th of July. And let's see if you guys are able to guess it correctly or not. Okay. So I hope the whole concept of bonus issue is clear to you, and now you can relate to it more, that when you see various dates and when you see share prices fall because of this bonus, you understand that why it is happening. Okay, the whole intention is to keep your investment value intact, however giving you the benefit of extra shares and making your shares more marketable, so that when the future share prices increase, you can actually see the gain in your portfolio, right? So now coming to a fifth corporate action and the last corporate action for the day, which is share split. Now what is this share split? How does this impact our share prices? Let's try to understand that. Share split is nothing but it is splitting the face value of the share. So suppose earlier your face value was 10 rupees. Now you are splitting that face value. So you are saying that your face value would decrease to 2 rupees. So what impact will it have on the shareholders who are having shares? So for that, let's try to understand how company announces share split. Okay, let's try to see that with one example. So share split are announced in ratio. Let's say the ratio is 5:1. What does this mean? This means that the share will be splitted into 5 portions. So the one portion of share, so let's say if it is a face value 10 rupees, it will be splitted into 5 portions. So now the face value will become 2 rupees per share. Okay. So a 5:1 share split means 5 shares in lieu of 1 share. All right. So 5 share in lieu of 1 share. All right. Now, so now let's take one example. Okay. So earlier also I had taken example only of bonus issue of Infosys. Now let's take an example of share split. Let's say it's happening with Infosys again. So let's say you are having 10 shares of Infosys at 1500 each. Okay. Let's also presume that the face value of the share is 10 rupees per share. Okay. Now, if Infosys comes up with a share split of in the ratio of 5:1. Okay, that means that this 10 rupees will be divided into 5 portions. Face value of each share will be 2 rupees per share. Okay, now what will be the implications for the investors? Earlier they were having 10 shares of face value 10 each. So this means that 10 is into 10 is equal to 100. This is your base value. Okay, this is not your investment amount, because your investment amount is 15,000. That is 1500 into 10. So what is this value? This value is nothing but something that is going to get reflected in the share capital of the company. So if you see the annual report of the company, there will be one line item of share capital, that is equity share capital. In that, suppose you are having 10 shares, right? So it will be showing 10 into 10 is equal to 100 rupees. Okay, now I am taking an example where you are the only shareholder in the company, hence it is showing 100. If there are, suppose, 50,000 shares of Infosys and each share's face value is 10, then 5 lakh will be the share capital. So this value is nothing but what is reflecting in share capital. So now if we try to understand, earlier if you were having 10 shares at 10 each, that will bring you to the total of 100 rupees. Now after the share split, this 10 will become 2, right? This 100 will be intact. The whole intention is to keep this value intact. So what will be this at what will be this share? So this will be nothing but 50 shares. So this 50 into 2 will give you 100. So that will be the number of shares that you will be having. Now, as we have seen, this 2 is not your share price, right? So will that mean that you will have 50 shares at, let's say the price is 1500 only. We took an example of 1500 here, right? So in this example, we took 1500 share price. Let's say this 1500 continues. So can I say that you will have 50 shares at 1500 each, and then your investment value will be 75,000? The answer to this is no. You are not going to get that much profit through share split. So if you're not getting that much profit, then what exactly is going to happen? So let's try to understand. Now, one thing is sure, that your shares are 50 shares, right? Okay. Into something that should give you how much? It should give you 15,000. So whether it is bonus or whether it is stock split, in both the situations, your investment value or your portfolio value, whatever you want to call it, before the split, before split or after split, it will be same. Having said that, it means that it will be 50 shares into something. So what is that into something? This will be the share price, right? So this 1500. So we for sure can't write here 1500. So what should we write? It should be nothing but 1500 divided by 5. So you are doing a proportional split of the share price also. So you have increased the shares. In the same proportion, you reduce the price so that you get same portfolio value. Okay. So in this case, it's 1500 divided by 5. So your share price will be 300 rupees. So now at 50 shares, that 300 share price, you will get 15,000 as your portfolio value, which is same as your initial portfolio value, right? So this is the impact of share split on your shares. So if I tell you a before and after scenario, like I did it in bonus, before share split, after share split. So before share split, you had how many shares? You had 10 shares of FV10, that is face value 10, at the price of 1500 each. So this is current market price, CMP. So your total portfolio value was 15,000, right? Now, After split, it will become 50 shares of FV2 at 300 each. So this 300 will be a current market price like I told you. So what will happen is your current portfolio value will be 15,000, which is same. So the other factors are changing, like the number of shares, the face value and the price in both the scenario. But the constant which is there is the total portfolio value. Whereas like we had seen in bonus issue case, before bonus, okay, and after bonus, we had seen that we had 10 shares here also at the rate of 1500 each. Here we don't have any importance of face value when you are doing a bonus share calculations, right? So 10 shares at 1500 each, that will give you 15,000. After bonus, you have 10 normal shares which you had and 10 bonus shares which you had, and then but the stock prices will decrease and it will be 7,500, 7,500. Your total investment value again will be 15,000, which matches this and this. So the difference that we are seeing here is the number of shares earlier were 10, now it became 20. The share prices earlier was 1500, now it became 750. But can you say this is bad? No, this fall is not attributable to company's performance. This fall is due to the bonus that has been issued. And same is the case. It became 300. People might get worried. Oh my God, from 1500 the share prices have come to 300. Is it a signal to sell? The answer is no. Wait, see why it has happened. Okay, one thing that I want to explain you here is why do company usually do stock split? It is done usually to increase the liquidity or marketability of the shares. So how it will increase the liquidity? See, earlier the share price was 1500. Maybe somebody will not be able to afford this share at this price. But when it came to 300, you will get buyers, right? There are chances that people who were not earlier able to afford it can now afford it. So that is the benefit of doing a stock split. The company is trying to increase its liquidity or increase its marketability so that even people who are not able to invest earlier can do it now. So that is the whole intention of the company when they are doing a stock split. However, please understand, whenever a company have done a share split, understand why the company is doing so. Okay, so there will be reasons that will come up that why the share split has happened. So do understand those before investing. Just because something have become cheap, don't just go and invest. So now, having understood all this, let's now try to see practically how you can yourself identify which companies have declared bonus, which company have declared stock splits, which companies have declared dividends. So for that, let's go to Money Control website. So here on Money Control website, go to this market section. I'm hovering over it. You don't have to click it, just hover. There is market action thing right here. In market action, you can see corporate action. Click on corporate action. Now you are able to see all the corporate actions which are there. These are the upcoming ones. I mean, it includes historic also, but let's see what is upcoming ones. I'll go to the bonus because I want to see bonus. It's from 2011. I will go to 2021. So now these are the listing of the companies which have declared bonus, and they have all the dates mentioned here. What is the announcement date? What is the record date? And what is the X bonus date? So we can clearly see here that for this, the X bonus date is 18th August. Okay, let's come near July. So today is 20th July. Now we have already lost the chance to buy Tian consumers if at all somebody wanted to. I'm not saying that just because bonus is declared you should go and buy. See the fundamental and then only determine. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is, let's say this Power Grid Corp. Okay, the X bonus date is 29th of July. Like I explained you, if you buy the shares by 28th of July, 2828. All right. So if you buy your shares before on or before that date, you will be eligible for bonus issue of Power Grid Corp. Okay, so same way we can also see the splits announced here. Okay, old face value is 10, new face value is going to be 2. So for every one share, you will get 5 shares. Okay, and this is going to be split date. Similarly, rights are also here, dividends are also here. So I believe this portal can be a very good opportunity for you guys to explore. Although, like I earlier also said, that don't just buy any share or any stock just because the company have declared bonus or split or rights or anything for that matter. Invest only when you are convinced that the company is fundamentally strong. So do your research before you invest in those companies. But this portal can definitely help you to identify companies or shortlist companies if you want to enjoy the benefit of bonus or dividend for that matter. All right. So that's all guys from my side. I hope you like this content, and I hope next time when you're doing your investment, this content helps you to make decisions. Further, if you have liked my video, don't forget to let me know in the comment section below, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe my channel for more future videos which I am going to put in basics of stock market series. Also after this we will be doing fundamental analysis and technical analysis in detail. So see you in my next video. Till then, stay home, stay safe. Bye.